In this video, you'll see our shell progression, which is what we use to teach defensive fundamentals at the high school level. And there's 5 parts that we use to teach it at Elkhorn High School. The first part is called player position. That's what you'll see first in the video. The second part is called jump in the direction of the pass. Third one is called weak side exchange. The fourth part is called gap help. And then the fifth part that we use to teach defensive fundamentals is called drive baseline, which is also known as help the helper. In the first part of shell progression is player position. We'll have 4 girls on the outside for all the parts of shell. They are on the perimeter out there. We've got 4 girls on offense in the white. Right now we got 4 in black on the baseline. Coach will slap the ball. The girls will have a foot fire action going on. When the coach rolls out the ball to a player on offense, the girls should have a good closeout, and everybody should just go right into player position. So during the first part of player position, we're really looking at the girls having a nice stance. They're sitting low. They're talking about where they're at. They're getting to help. So that's why the coach is underneath the hoop there to make sure that the girls, if they're in 2 passes away, they should be in the help side. We got to make sure that they're in that midline. If you're 1 pass away, the player should have an arm in the passing lane with their weight back. For the sake of the drill, the defense is going to let the ball get through. Offense should be ready to catch. Offense just stays put right now. The coach decides when to blow it dead. He or she could just blow it dead to either make corrections or if they want to switch offense to defense, they can. And that's player position. The second part of our shell progression is called jump in the direction of the pass. So everything starts off the same. Got the defense on the baseline here. Coach will roll out the ball. Still having good closeouts with high hands, chopping their feet, weight is back. So in this case, the offense is anytime that any of the top girls passes to a wing, they try and do a face cut. Now the defense must jump in the direction of the pass quickly and not allow any cuts across their face. The defense must also, if they're guarding one of those cutters, they must stop in the midline. That's why the coach is still underneath. They need to make sure that they can't just be glued to the girl that's going to the opposite corner. So girls are still sitting low. They should still be talking about where they're at. They still need to be aware of the ball, and they still need to be aware of where their girl is at. They need to quickly jump in direction of the pass. And continue talking all the way to the end. The third part of our shell progression is called weak side exchange. This is where on offense, the girl on the opposite sides of 2 players, they literally just exchange spots if the ball is opposite of them. Now on defense, they must be aware of not only where the ball is, but their girl too. So you can't lose track of either one of those 2. The defense is still constantly talking. And then the defense, their back should always be facing the baseline. They shouldn't be twirling around at all. And so defense is probably a good time to be able just to be pointing at the ball and just be pointing at where your girl is at, just so you know where both of those 2 items are at. Another good teaching point that we use is for defense is to always have your head on a swivel. Try to use your peripheral vision. You just must be aware of what your girl is doing as well as where the ball is at. So girls need to hustle to their spot. They need to get to that midline if they're 2 passes away. Coach is still planted underneath the hoop to make sure the girls are getting on the midline. So it's a very important concept. The fourth part of our shell progression is called gap help. This is used when players drive particularly pretty hard, and we got to be able to help girls who might just happen to get beat off the dribble. We have on offense the top two girls. They can drive either way. When they do this, the bottom two girls on the wing, they can only drive to the middle, which is just away from the baseline. So on defense, what we're looking for here is if a girl gets beat off the dribble, you must help stop the drive. Just help your teammate out. You want to make, the goal is to make them pick up the dribble, and then you have to recover fast back to your own girl. So defense, they should be staying in a stance. When they go to help, they should not be having any lunging. They should not be reaching with their hands, and they just must stay low the whole time. On offense, this might be a good time to make sure they are dribbling hard. Might be a good time also to be working on being strong with the ball if they do get stopped, and picking it up in a triple threat. So this can also work offense and defense. Right now, I just wish those girls would be driving a little bit harder on offense, making it more realistic. And that's gap help. The fifth and final part of our shell progression that we use is called drive baseline, also known as help the helper. Very, very important at our level. A lot of times girls may get beat off the dribble, but we got to be able to help them, and then we got to be able to sink and help the helper. There's always a second part to that. So girls on offense, if you're on the wing, you could drive baseline and drive as hard as you can for the sake of the drill. On defense, if the girl is guarding one of those girls on the wings, just let them go baseline. The girl that is going to help, their goal is to help their teammate and try to stop the ball on the outside of the lane. Okay. Meanwhile, the girl that was guarding the opposite girl, they sink or help the helper. So that's why we have the other coach out there on the opposite block. We want to be able to get to that level. So as you can see here, we'll watch C kind of drive baseline. The girls are sinking to the level of the ball. Now on the pass out, if the offense passes out, one of the top two girls on the weak side, we say that the girl who can get to the ball first or the fastest, they take her. So there may be some scrambling. They might be guarding a different girl out of that pass out. So the girls really have to communicate. They have to have good closeouts. They have to talk. They have to be pointing and know where the ball is at and their girl is at.
No, I have filters. Hey, if you don't know something, show me a picture. Like, look at the top part. Clean that out. Keep that paper out. Okay, I need to go down there. Can you slide down? you sure it's not up here? Is it up here? What?
Your head was in the camera.
Is it now? Is it now?
No.
Is it actually up here?
What?
Is it up here?
No.
I don't think so. Is it actually not up here? Where is it though? Where's my phone?
Oh, I remember.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I don't know where it is.
There are many different variations of the shell drill out there. This is just what we use that has worked for us to help keep our defensive fundamentals sharp and on point throughout the season. You know, we may spend more or less time on one of those parts depending on the type of team that we're playing that week or in one of the upcoming games. So if you have any questions or if you want to discuss some of the shell progression drills, feel free to contact us. You can contact Coach Jennifer Raggi at the following email address that you see on your screen right there, or you can contact myself. I am Ben Meyer, and you can contact my email actually is on the screen right there. So thank you.